Greetings, magical souls. I hope all of you are doing well out there. It is December. I can't believe it, but I can't say that I'm sad to see the back of this year. Very glad it's over. I just wonder what the new year will have in store for us. Anyway, today is a little topic that I wanted to cover, and it is around when people ask me, and I hear people talking about whether they've got an ailment or an illness and they have tried this diet and their friend that tried this diet has cured this ailment, but for some reason they can't. Or their friend has tried that kind of exercise to shift something and their friend has healed that and they've done the same thing and they can't. They can't heal that. So it's really trying to, first of all, I think we're so used to a one size fits all where we go to the doctor and, everybody talks about how they're either on the same antibiotics or they've been told to try a new diet or, there's all these sorts of things. And I think it's really important to remember that we are all completely unique. Our physical avatars are completely unique. Our life experiences are completely unique. Our lessons are. So there is no one size fits all. And I wanted to dive a little bit deeper today into the why this can be and why it's not a one size fits all and all these other sorts of things to consider. So without getting too technical, I think it's important to remember that you are not just a physical body. We are energy first. Everything is actually energy first. And we have incarnated into this body, but we are energy and we have an energetic body. So the energetic body is, a lot of people can call it the aura. A lot of people, I think, refer to it as that. Some people maintain that the energetic body is the various layers of the energy body, and then only the outermost layer is the aura. But it doesn't really matter. The main thing is that everybody has an energy body, whether they're aware of it or not. And that's why we work on the chakras and that kind of thing, because those are the energy centers in that energy body. And that's where you can have blockages and all that kind of thing that come in from your physical experiences. And that's why I wanted to just touch on this. So for example, if you've got somebody that has an ailment, so they've got a condition and they go along and somebody says to them, oh, why don't you try the keto diet or the carnivore diet or a vegan diet or whatever it is, and they find that they can shift whatever that condition is. And then somebody else will come along with the same condition and they'll go, oh, their friend will go, you must try this because I've now changed my diet to whatever and my ailments have gone. And then this other person does this and their ailment gets worse or their ailment just doesn't go away. So then if they've tried, say, carnivore diet, they might then try the vegan diet, even though that's opposite to what their friend has done. And then they find that still doesn't work. So what we need to remember is that when you're talking about your energy body, things get stored in the energy body. So everything that manifests itself in the physical body has started somewhere in that energy body. Nothing just appears on the physical level. Everything starts on the energy level, on the energetic level. And when it has been in your fields and sitting there for long enough, it actually then manifests itself into the physical body. But most, if not all, I believe all physical ailments that people experience, and that's right from cancer to simple things, start somewhere in the energy body. And what we need to understand is that everything is energy and that emotions are energy in motion. Okay, so what happens is we're used to, somebody triggers us, we feel angry, and then we feel angry and we hang on to that anger. And instead of letting that emotion, that energy in motion, that feeling of anger just pass through us and let it go, what happens is we hold on to it and then it gets stuck in our energy body. So if it was an emotion, it'll get stuck in our emotional body. And if it's maybe it's a certain thought that's running around your head, it could even get stuck in the mental body. So it's important to remember that oftentimes you will have something that gets stuck. And if you're feeling a certain way a lot of the time, and you have, you might be having something occurring quite often, all that happens is you start packing those emotions, like they just get packed and packed and packed and packed, and until they're so compacted, and then you start having this physical manifestation of some issue. So the reason why I bring this up is because the person who had the physical issue to begin with, number one, may have had it manifest physically, but without the same density that the second person has had, which means that the second person may not be able to get rid of it that quickly. The other thing that we need to remember is that there are sometimes lessons in pain. So you might be experiencing something because that is the way your soul has chosen to experience that lesson or learn that lesson. So you're not going to get rid of it as quickly. The first person who got rid of it as quickly, maybe that's not one of their soul lessons. So they've had something come in, they've compacted it, it's manifested, and they clear it with a diet or with acupuncture or whatever it might be. But if your soul, if this is a big, big lesson for you, and you need to learn a lesson through this pain, you are not going to shift that condition that you have until you've almost done the shadow work, and you've almost dug deep down into your psyche or something that is within you in order to learn the lesson. And what happens is once people start doing that, they can find that the condition disappears, and they've not changed their diet. They've not done anything actually physically to get rid of that condition. But all they do is they will have a release of some sort, whether it's a release during an energetic healing session or a hypnotherapy session, or you can even have releases when you're having acupuncture and things like that. And they might even just be set off maybe by a family member or something that they see or read, or a book that they're reading where they just feel overwhelmed with emotion, and they start bawling their eyes out and they cry for hours, and they go, oh, I don't know why that book affected me so much. The thing is that their energy body was clearing. Their energy body was clearing something. And sometimes that crying, or it could be a burst of anger, or it could be anything, can set you down the path of doing the shadow work, or looking at something, or looking at an aspect of your life that maybe you've not considered. And in doing that, that is when that person can heal that condition. So I hope that's kind of explained it, but what I was trying to just illustrate was that why it isn't a one size fits all, why somebody can go, oh, you must try this because I cleared my arthritis, or you must try that because I cleared my chronic fatigue, or whatever it might be. If there is a lesson in your pain, you are not going to clear it by the normal means. As somebody else, they might not have a lesson in that pain. So just like we are multidimensional beings, healing is very multi-layered. Your physical avatar and all your ailments have layers and levels and different, kind of depths that you might be needing to do the work on, whether you can just clear it quite quickly by letting it go, or whether it's something that you really need to learn. So I hope that's cleared that up a bit. I do believe that at this moment in time on earth, we are being allowed to heal. We are being called to heal. And I think that's why so many people are experiencing lots of symptoms, and maybe they feel like they're having a mental breakdown. Everything's going wrong in their life. We're really being called to heal. We are at the time where healing is occurring, because we cannot move forward into better times and into lighter times until we have cleared all this density and all this baggage that we have been carrying for lifetimes. And just again on that note, carrying for lifetimes, sometimes your baggage and a physical ailment that you have may be something from a parallel life. I like to call them parallel lives because everything's happening in the now, but you can refer to them as past lives as well. But you can even have an ailment that's come through from a past life where you've brought it through because you still haven't learned the lesson, because you've not, or it's something that you can just let go of in this lifetime that you carried all the way through the last lifetime that you didn't release. So it really is a multi-layered modality. Healing. I mean, healing is a modality, I guess, but and that's why find something that works for you. Acupuncture might be it. It might be that you see a chiropractor. It might be that you go and talk to somebody. It might be that you find a spiritual coach or just a psychologist. It could be that you want to do that. Energy healing works for you. It could be that hypnosis works for you. It could be a change in diet. It could be a change in lifestyle. But generally, when the lessons, when you've got a lesson in your pain, it really is changing something fundamentally about you. So it is a lesson that you need to learn, and it then is a whole change in lifestyle. And generally, when a person has gone through a huge shift like that, and it can feel quite traumatic at the time, when you come out on the other side, you've almost rebirthed a new version of yourself. And sometimes those big, big lessons can be quite painful and quite traumatic, actually. But when you're looking at it from the soul's perspective, everything is just experience. So when you're looking at it from the human perspective, it can be quite scary and quite daunting. But remember that from the soul's perspective, everything is just experience. So I hope that's helped to just outline why there might be such vast differences of many different ways of clearing one thing, and why it can vary from person to person. The energy body is really the field that is supposed to protect the physical body. And that's something else that's really important. So we so bombarded by Wi-Fi and cell phone towers and all these frequencies that we didn't have, 80 years ago, 100 years ago, 50 years ago. And your energy body is meant to protect you from your physical body, protect your physical body from all these things, from lots of things that can happen to you. But when the energy body is being bombarded by these frequencies all the time, it actually creates holes in that energetic body. And what happens is then those frequencies can start coming in and affecting the physical body just almost instantly. They don't have that buffer of that energy body being able to protect them from all these things. And that's why it's becoming really important, apart from your own personal hygiene and your eating habits and exercising and doing your physical body, it's why it's becoming even more important to do energetic hygiene. So how can you protect yourself from all these frequencies? How can you keep your aura and your energy body intact and working as it should, so that your physical body doesn't get bombarded by all these things that are now around us that we're basically not used to? So, and there's many ways of doing that, and I can dive deeper into that in another video. But I hope that this has just explained why you might be battling with something, and you've got 4 friends that have all tried different things, and they can shift their illness or their condition, and you feel that you can't. It may be because you need to tackle it from a completely different way that has nothing to do with anything on the actual physical level. It's more inner work. It could be shadow work, as I said. It could be learning a lesson, and just even letting something go. So I do hope that has helped. And if you would like to know more, please comment and let me know, and I can dive into something a little bit deeper. But I just wanted to keep it brief because it can be quite an in-depth subject. But just know that the way you think about yourself, the way you talk to yourself, the way you see yourself, everything has an impact. So if you are being unkind to yourself and you are having, you feeling, you're almost inside your head, your ego is saying that you're useless or you're worthless or all of these things, remember that every single cell in your body is conscious and listening all of the time, and your subconscious is listening all of the time. So when your egoic self is putting you down and doing all these things, your subconscious is going to replay that all the time. And that can also create illness, because your cells are hearing you how you may dislike your body, or that you feel there's something wrong with your body and your body's failed you. If you can learn to even just talk to your cells differently and ask your body what it needs, and if you're listening and you're aware, you can start communicating to your body. And you need to be conscious about what you're doing, about how you think to yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you see yourself, because you need to love yourself in order to create this almost this harmonious environment for your being to exist in. So I'd like to just close on that note and just say, show yourself a little bit of love, show yourself a little bit of care. Remember that you are a magical, wondrous being, and that anything is possible to work through. It just might be not the way you're thinking of. So try and look at things from different perspectives. And if you've tried everything on the physical level, explore something outside the physical level, and perhaps you can find some help and healing there. So anyway, closing off today, there was another magical quote that I had, and I'm just oh yes, here it is. There we go. I thought I'd put it somewhere else. But my magical quote of today is, "You fully in your magic is the medicine for this earth." So I encourage you to tap into your inner magic, awaken that inner magic, because you are the medicine. Your magic is the medicine to heal this earth. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.